the denim night got cold. Street lights blink where the payphone glows. No blue ticks, no glass screen fame, just numbers on the hip and somebody's name. Back when a pager in the pocket meant motion, whole block buzzing like a low tide ocean. Belt clip shining on a bus stop lean. 2 digits could turn a quiet night mean. 743 for love, 911 for stress. Mom's callback number when the world got pressed. We spoke in codes cause the minutes cost bread. Left whole conversations in the numbers instead. Corner store light, grape soda fizz. Older cats posted where the stairwell is. One eye on the street, one eye on the time. Waiting on a beat like a bassline rhyme. No apps, just maps folded under the seat. Sneakers hit pavement to answer the beat. If the screen flashed twice, everybody froze like fate wrote a message only your circle knows. I was young with a notebook in the restless chest, writing bars while the night sent wireless tests. Pages in the pockets, static in the air. Coded messages saying who was there. Dust on the record, scratch on the track. We chased every beat like the world called back. Pages in the pockets, numbers in the dark. Every tiny screen held a neighborhood spark. Before the feeds, before the flawless frame, we had signals, secrets in a street-born name. My cousin kept his black one tucked by his waist. Said never let a chance leave without a trace. He worked 2 shifts, still chased this sound. Met producers by beeps from across town. 3 clubs, 1 train, no map in his hand. Just a callback code and a pocket-sized plan. Girls wrote hearts with numbers after class. Folded paper notes in a backpack stash. Boys acted hard but still checked the display, hoping somebody missed them in a sweet kind of way. Teachers heard buzzing and searched our coats. Found algebra sheets full of rhymes and notes. Principal said distraction, we called it connection. Small gray boxes with adolescent direction. Wrong number beeping like a ghost coming through. Every buzz had a rumor, every silence had weight. Every delay made young patience ache. Pages in the pockets, static in the air. Coded messages saying who was there. Dust on the record, scratch on the track. We chased every beat like the world called back. Call back, call back, 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 call back. Now everything loud, but the meaning gets thin. 10,000 alerts and still nobody steps in. Back then 1 beat could move your shoes, send you across town with no digital clues. You had to show up, had to read the face, had to feel the weather of a real life place. Couldn't hide behind typing or bodish replies. Truth sat plain in the look of your eyes. I ain't saying old days were clean and gold. We had fear in the alley and bills turned cold, but the pace had bones, the weight had soul. Every message felt earned, every meeting felt whole. The pager was plastic, but the hunger was human. Small screen blinking with a future still brewing. We wanted escape, respect, bread and sound. A way out the maze without selling the ground. So we clipped dreams tight to the side of our jeans. Walking through static with cassette tape scenes. Vinyl scratch cuts like a number erased. Sample lukewarm like a half-lit place. Kick drum knocks where the payphone stood. Snare crack sharp through the neighborhood grill. No auto-tune shine, no perfect disguise. Just beeps, breath, and analog skies. Here's to the pockets that carried our plans. To the cracked little screens and young shaking hands. To the callback codes from a mother at work. To the late night page when the heart got hurt. To the basement crews with the borrowed mics. To the riders on trains under sodium lights. To the kids who learned timing from waiting around. Who heard possibility in a tiny sound. If that pager could talk, it would name every street. Every corner store laugh, every unfinished beat. It would tell how we hustle with less in the palm. How the whole block moved to a mechanical alarm. Now I keep that memory pressed in the wax. Not to live in the past, but to study the tracks. Before life became endless, scroll and display. We had one small beep saying find your way. Beep fades, needle fades. Yeah. Slush on the Tim, saw stains on the curb. Winter wrote a sermon in the block, heard every word. Cold breath in the air, train sparks in the dark. I keep my steps heavy so the night knows my heart. I came through the avenue with ice on the leather. Gray sky low like it owed us better weather.
Corner store glowing like a lighthouse for the broke. Coffee cup steam, loose bills in my coat. Tim's got slush from the gutter in the grind. Every footprint proof I refuse to fall behind. No parade for days when your stomach talks loud. No applause when you make hope from a snow cloud. I saw kings with cracked knuckles counting change. Queens on late buses carrying whole worlds through pain. The city don't blink when the wind gets rude. It tightens its jaw and adjusts its mood. I learned patience from a radiator knocking. Learn rhythm from pipes in the third floor coffin. Not dead, just boxed in. Rent past due. Still plotting exits with a pen in the view. My notebook got frost at the edge of the page. Every bar small match in a basement cage. I don't chase shine that can't survive weather. I chase truth that keeps a poor room together. Loop in the headphones, chop soul turning. Snare hit dusty, hi-hat skipping thin. Whole beat wearing slush on the Timbs. Yo, with slush no Timbs, but the stride still clean. Cold on the block, still fire in the dream. Salt on the curb, smoke in the wind. I walk through the storm with the truth tucked in. No gloss, no tricks, no chrome pretend. Just a raw loop in it where the night begins. Slush on the Timbs, still I move like a hymn. Heavy with the world, but I won't sink in. Just a laundromat glass where the dry spin gold. Old heads talk wisdom with their hands in the cold. One said young blood never worship the bruise. Pain can teach, but it should not be your muse. That hit different, make me step more careful. Not every hard road makes a heart more prayerful. Some roads just take, some rooms just lie. Some dreams need distance from the places they survive. I seen talent buried under overtime shifts. Bright minds dim under minimum gifts. Still the block got science in the way we adapt. Make meals from scraps, make maps from a trap. A young poet scribbles on a transfer pass. Says he wants one verse that can outlive glass. A mother folds uniforms while the sirens cried and kisses a child like tomorrow is nearby. That's the holy part, not the struggle itself, but love's junior rising from the lowest shelf. I put that in the cadence, let the bass line lean. Let the sample sound human, crack, warm, unclean. No plastic perfection, no digital mask. Just breathe in the verse and sweat in the task. Everybody got a storm, they don't post online. Everybody got a verse, they don't know how to rhyme. So I rhyme for walkers with wet socks hidden. For tired train riders and quiet ambition. For winter that kept signing my Tim. Let the needle drop soft, let the room go dim. Let the bass cross slow like blood through a limb. Keep the swing off center, keep the crackle alive. That human little stumble is proof we survive. No polished halo, no expensive disguise. Just a plain spoken verse with smoke in its eyes. If the code asks my name, tell the wind I begin. Where the sidewalk melts in the slush on the Thames. Dawn came pale over rooftops and wires. Snow turned brown by the weight of desires. Work boots, school shoes, sneakers with holes. All chasing warm rooms and manageable goals. I used to think escape meant forgetting the street, till I heard my own block in the drums of the beat. Now I carry it cleaner, not polished or fake. I keep the grit, but I study the ache. There's danger in making the wound look sweet, and selling crack pavement is romantic street. So I tell it straight, hunger ain't art, but art can make hunger confess its part. Code ain't a crown, poverty ain't a throne. Still people build kingdoms from a payphone. The loop keeps circling, the horn fades thin. I see my reflection in the slush on the Thames. Not a hero, just a witness with rhythm and nerve. Trying to speak clear for the blocks I serve. Final train humming like a low amen. Salt on the curb, old scars on the skin. I walk home wiser with slush on the Thames.
Yo, chalk on curb, sun on brick. 5 in palm while clock hands tick. Cipher in the alley, wisdom in the steam. We build worlds from a corner store dream. Hey yo, I learned math from the rent and the loaf of bread, from the bills that my old man read. 5% hope when the cupboard looked thin, 95 noise trying to crawl on the skin, but a small piece of light can expose a room. One match makes a sermon out the midnight gloom. I was raised where the sirens debate with the rain, where young minds sharpen on invisible chains. Old brother said knowledge ain't books alone, it's how you stand when the street gets grown. So I study my shadow on the train wall glass, watch my anger talk loud while my patience pass. Every scar got a thesis, every loss got code, every wrong turn taught me how the map unfolds. We ain't poor in the mind if the mind stays fed, if the tongue speaks life and the heart ain't dead. I keep my crown unseen, no jewels, no throne, just the science of surviving while becoming my own. 5% philosophies, light in the grain, truth in the rhythm, sun after rain, dust on the record, word in the spark. We draw constellations from the neighborhood guard. 5% philosophies, hand in the chest, learn what you carry, then carry your best. Round goes the cipher, deep goes the sound, small piece of wisdom can turn worlds around, round, round. Ayo, they sold us mirrors with the image erased, then called it normal when we forgot our face. I found my name in the grandmother prayer, in the basement beat, in the barbershop chair. Every corner got prophets with cracked up shoes. Some preach freedom, some just preach news. Some build ladders from discipline daily, some chase glitter till the glitter moves shady. I ain't here claiming I mastered the skies, I still got doubts doing laps in my eyes, but I ask better questions than I did last year. Less drunk on applause, less ruled by fear. If a man knows self, he can measure the storm, not by thunder alone, but by how roots form. If a woman knows worth, no market can price the fire in the walk or the weight of her advice. We trade wishes like tools in a workshop night, each rhyme a compass trying to point right. 5% philosophies, light in the grain, truth in the rhythm, sun after rain, dust on the record, word in the spark. We draw constellations from the neighborhood dark. 5% philosophies, hand to the chest, learn what you carry, then carry your best. Round goes the cipher, deep goes the sound, small piece of wisdom can turn worlds around, round, 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 round. Now the sample loops slow like a memory train, bassline bends through the avenue pane. Kids on the stoop make drums from a crate, asking big questions why the hour grows late. Why some get gates and some get bars, why some get silence for reaching towards stars. Why does the news make a wound feel normal? Why is survival still dressed informal? I tell them truth ain't a slogan to wear, it's the work you do when nobody cares. It's respect when your ego feels tall, it's reading the room before reading them all. It's turning 5% time into studying craft, turning hard little lessons into reason math. Build with your people, don't worship your pain, don't confuse loud talk with a liberated brain. A cipher ain't sacred cause voices compete, it's sacred when listening completes the beat. Vinyl scratch cuts like lightning on slate, wisdom comes early, understanding comes late. Kick drum knocks where the old fears sleep, snare cracks open what the soul must keep. No auto-tune halo, no plastic shine, just raw breath walking through measured time. So here's my philosophy written in dust, protect your word but question your trust. Love your roots without hate in the sky, let grief teach depth but don't let it lie. Read more than captions, speak less than flames, don't let the system reduce you to names. Confine quiet your minutes when the world gets loud, find a clean thought underneath the crowd. If knowledge is seed, then action is rain. If wisdom is bridge, then pride is a chain. I've been a student of alleys, elders and drums, of unpaid bills and where courage comes from. Still not perfect, still building my form, still finding the center in a crooked storm. 5% light in a 95 maze, I choose to be awake for the rest of my days. Yeah. Turn the bass up just a little bit in the headphones. Right there. This one goes out to the soul seekers. The ones navigating the concrete jungle looking for a genuine spark. No stability vibes here. Just raw, unadulterated truth. Yeah. Listen close. Yeah. I'm sketching portraits of your aura on the back of my mind. In a city full of blind leading the blind, you one of a kind. We met between the train stops and the graffiti murals where the world spins fast, but your presence makes it plural. I ain't talking about that Hollywood script, superficial fiction. I'm talking about that soul-binding spiritual addiction. You're the snare to my kick, the rhythm in my cadence, in the matrix of illusions. You're the ultimate oasis when the boom bap hits. I see your silhouette dancing through the struggles and the hustle. It's our spirits advancing. I used to walk these blocks with a chip on my shoulder, heart cold as the winter, getting progressively colder. But you brought that summer breeze, a sample looping in the background. Turn my silence to a symphony, my loss into a found. We don't need no validation from the flashing cameras, just the rhythm of the street and the beauty of our stamina. Your energy's a canvas and I'm painting with precision. Every single brushstroke is a conscious decision. You elevate my mindset above the mundane, washing away the sorrow like a heavy summer rain. Every syllable I spit is dedicated to your essence, a testament of time when I'm basking in your presence. It's that pure love echoing through the avenues, erasing all the gray skies, chasing away the blues. No filter, no facade, just the raw uncut. When the doors of the world close, you're the one that stays shut. Yeah, it's the frequencies of affection on the MPC, a golden era romance, strictly you and me. We flip the record, let the needle hit the groove right, guiding each other through the darkest of the night. Reminiscing on the days we were splitting $1 before the tailored suit to the pop of a fancy collar. We built an empire of trust, brick by heavy brick. When the chips were down, we always managed to stick. I watch you read your books by the fire escape window, the wind blowing gently, letting all of the sins go. Your intellect is sharper than a customized needle. In a world full of sheep, you were never the people to follow. You lead with a grace that I can only admire, fueling my ambition, adding wood to the fire. I write these stanzas like love letters in a notebook. Every glance you give me is the only hook that it took. We survive in the grind, the economic oppression, turning every single setback into a valuable lesson. I pour a little liquor for the ones that didn't make it, but this bond that we possess, no outsider can break it. It's organic, no preservatives, strictly from the soil. Through the trials and the tribulations and the daily toil, you the queen on the chessboard, protecting the king. Without you by my side, I wouldn't conquer a thing. It's that pure love echoing through the avenues, erasing all the gray skies, chasing away the blues. No filter, no facade, just the raw uncut. When the doors of the world close, you're the one that stays shut. Yeah, it's the frequencies of affection on the MPC, a golden era romance, strictly you and me. We flip the record, let the needle hit the groove right, guiding each other through the darkest of the night. Yeah, check the vibrations. It's more than just a feeling, it's a whole frequency. We resonate on a level that they can't comprehend. From the genesis all the way to the end. Dust off the vinyl, let the crackle speak volumes. Love ain't about the superficial costumes, just the naked soul stripped down to the core. Every day with you leaves me wanting something more. Yeah, keep the loop running. Frequencies of affection, 90-something state of mind. No gimmicks, just bars and a beating heart. To the moon and back, through the pavement cracks. We keep growing, we keep shining in the dark. This one is for the lovers, walking through the concrete maze, navigating life and it's unpredictable. Crazy days, faded out. Yeah, just let the beat rock. Let the sample cry one more time. Peace. Yo, needle finds the groove, room turns gold. Old dust dancing where the stories get told. One crate, one lamp, one midnight track, and every little scratch brings the yesterday back. I remember corner shops with the bell on the door, comic books bent on the candy store floor. Summer had a smell like rain on concrete. Bike chains clicking to a neighborhood beat. My uncle kept records in milk crates stacked. Said every black disc had a heartbeat trapped. He dropped one slow, let the static bloom, and suddenly the past walked into the room. We had no big screens, just windows wide. Cars rolling by with the bassline fried. Kids played tag till the streetlights spoke. Mothers yelled names through the blue evening smoke. I was young with a pocket full of bottle cap crowns, thinking every crack curb was a kingdom downtown. Now I chase that feeling through the hiss and the clap. Nostalgia on wax with the world on my lap. Not trying to go back just to know what stayed. What the hard years changed and the soft years made. Nostalgia on wax, just let the needle ride. Old photographs moving on the inside. Dust in the drums, soul in the scratch. Lost little moments that the groove can catch. Round and round where the memories spin. We hear who we were and begin again. Nostalgia on wax, no shine, no mask. Just a slow old truth from a turntable past. There was a stoop where the elders talk weather, folding hard wisdom into jokes together. Dominoes click like snares on wood. Somebody always said, young boy, stay good. Grandma's radio hum through the kitchen heat. Fried onions snapping on a two-step beat. She sang off key while the sink ran loud. Made poverty feel less like a cloud. We wore hand-me-down jackets and brave little grins, trading baseball cards with our scuffed up wins. The block was a book with the pages torn, but every front step had a legend born. I miss payphones glowing like moons in rain. Miss mixtape labels with the names half stained. Miss calling one house just to ask who's there. Miss friendship before it lived in the air. But memory lies, if you let it rain, turns every old wound into golden chain. So I keep it honest when the sample loops. Love what was real, not the beautiful proofs. Sound on wax, let the needle ride. Old photographs moving on the inside. Dust in the drums, soul in the scratch. Lost little moments that the groove can catch. I found my first rhyme in a notebook fold. Ink running wild where the margins got bold. Wrote about trains, rain girls, and escape. Dreams too big for $1 store tape. My crew made ciphers by the basketball court. No fame in sight, just a language for thought. One beatbox bred, then the whole world paused. We built small stages with invisible applause. The older I get, the more I understand. Time is a river with a thief for a hand. It takes the voice, but leaves the tone. Takes the house, but leaves the home. So when the wax crackles, I don't feel trapped. I hear footsteps from a life unwrapped. Every pop in the record is a star in the dark. Each skip is a bruise with a musical mark. Vinyl scratch, bus pass, schoolyard laugh. Ghosts in the groove from a torn photograph. Kick drum heavy like a screen door slam. Snare sharp enough to remember who I am. No glossy filter, no digital crown. Just sepia truth when the lights go down. So put the record on when the night feels thin. Let the old room breathe through the paper, then spin. Let the sample talk like a cousin you lost. Let the crackle count what the years have cost. Here's to the faces in the album crease. To the first heartbreak in the borrowed piece. Here's to the streets that raised our names. To the small town summers in the city train frames. I won't worship yesterday like it was clean. There were tears in the corners of the sweetest scene. But I honor the roots, the rhythm, the facts. The hands that fed me, the songs on wax. If tomorrow gets loud and the world moves fast, I'll drop the needle and converse with the past. Not to escape, but to measure the track. To know where I'm going by what echoes back. Needle lifts slow, still the room stays warm. Old dust settles, new breath forms.
Your line went dead, but the room still spoke. One bar missing, two hearts split. Disconnects in the wire, but the soul still lit. I watch my city talk through cracked glass screens. Everybody close, but we lost between. Thumbs move fast while the dinner gets cold. Whole lives reduced to a picture in bold. I hit send on a feeling, got silence back. Like a train disappearing down a midnight track. Used to know voices by the weight in the breath. Now we read 3 dots like a question of death. My brother downstairs, but we text from rooms. Same roof, different weather, same old wounds. Mama says look up, but the glow pulls hard. Feeding little ghosts in the palm of my yard. I miss the front steps. Arguments, jokes, the kind of real talk no signal provokes. Now every heart got a password gate, and every I'm fine got a hidden update. Still the kick drum knocks where the wires won't reach. Trying to put warm blood back inside cold speech. Disconnects, static in the line. Lost little truths in the digital shine. Dust on a record, rain on the glass. We keep moving fast while the real things pass. Disconnects, but the bass still bends. Trying to find family, lovers and friends. That the whole world buffers when the night gets tense. To drop the needle low through the disconnects. Connects. Drop the needle low through the disconnects. Drop the needle low through the disconnects. I seen love turn thin in a comment thread. Seen pride go live while compassion fled. Everybody got a stage, not enough seats. Too many loud masks on quiet streets. We scroll past grief with a casual thumb, then wonder why the chest feels numb. Notifications bloom like cheap fireworks, but the soul still starves when attention lurks. A man can have followers filling his name, then cry in the bathroom with nobody to blame. A girl can post smiles from a room full of blue, while a real voice waits for somebody true. This ain't a sermon against modern days, just a warning from a heart with analog ways. Tools ain't the chains to the hunger controls, till we trade warm presents for edited roles. So I turn my phone down when the sample loops. Let the old snare teach what the silence proves. Disconnects, static in the line. Lost little truths in the digital shine. Dust on the record, rain on the glass. We keep moving fast while the real things pass. Disconnects, but the bass still bends. Trying to find family, lovers and friends. That the whole wall buffers when the night gets tense. Drop the needle low through the disconnects. Drop the needle low through the disconnects. Drop the needle low through the disconnect. There's a disconnect deeper than cables and form, between who we perform and who sits alone, between father and son with the same hard jaw. Both want peace but keep reaching for law, between the young and old at the kitchen table. One speaks future, one speaks stable. Between the dream and the paycheck math, between the clean heart and the survival path. I've been disconnected from my own damn chest. Called it ambition while I dodged my arrest. Ran from the mirror with a calendar blade, cutting my days and the bills I paid. But the vinyl crack told me, slow that train. Not every silence should be filled with pain. So I breathe in 4, let the night exhale. Read my own pulse like a handwritten mail. Maybe reconnection starts with one honest breath, one face-to-face word before distance sets. Scratch cut sharp like a wire exposed. Sample loop porn where the old wound closed. Kick drum knocking on a locked apartment. Snare cracks open the lost apartment. No plastic gloss, no machine made shine. Just 2 hands reaching across bad times. So call your people before names turn stone, before later grows roots in a lonely phone. Sit with a friend and let silence be there. Not every pause needs a joke in the air. Tell your father one truth without armor on. Tell your mother her work still carries you strong. Tell your lover the fear underneath your pride. Tell yourself you ain't built to always hide. The world may buzz, buffer, freeze and scroll, but a real voice still repairs the soul. I'm not anti-screen, I'm pro-eye contact, pro-deep talk, pro-coming back, pro-long walk when the mind gets dense, pro-hard forgiveness through the disconnects. If the signal drops and the night looks wide, I'll follow the drum where the heart beats high. Needle and groove, no mask, no trend, just a broken line learning to connect again. Line went dead, but the room still spoke. Static fades, breath returns, we connect slow.
Yo, smoke over stoops, sun on the brick, spatula taps like a drumstick click, cooler full of ice, old heads talk, summertime sermon at the barbecue on the block, Saturday heat got the avenue glowing, kids ride bikes where the hydrant is flowing, Uncle Ray at the grill with the secret sauce, white tee clean like he never took a loss, Auntie D got foil tray stacked high, Mac on the table, sweet tea on the side, domino slap with a backyard crack, somebody's cousin brought the boombox back, dusty loop spins, needle kiss wax, baseline thick while the charcoal snaps, everybody posted, no velvet rope, just folding chairs in a pocket full of hope, old scars hide where the laughter gets loud, smoke draws halos over one small crowd, the block been through evictions and rain, but today we season every inch of pain, I grab a paper plate, feel the whole world pause, peace tastes better when it comes with sauce, barbecue on the block, let the record ride, smoke in the air, whole crew outside, vinyl scratch cutting through the summer heat, kick drum knocking like a porch light beat, barbecue on the block, no flash, no fake, just ribs on the grill and love on the plate, if the city gets cold and the hard days talk, we bring soul back with a barbecue on the block. Miss Carla brought greens with a warning attached, said don't ask for more till the children get a batch, little man running with a red stained grin, watermelon juice dripping down his chin, teenagers lean by the fence acting grown, but they still come quick when the aunties call home, old heads debate who had the best jump shot, who had the cleanest fade, who almost got caught, every story grows 2 inches by night, but nobody checks facts when the feeling is right, smoke climbs up past the telephone wire, turns the whole corner into one big choir, the landlord walks by, even he gets fed, hard face off with a paper plate spread, that's the cold round here when the grill gets lit, beef can cool if the chicken gets split, for a few golden hours the sirens stay thin, and the block remembers how to breathe again, barbecue on the block, let the record ride, smoke in the air, whole crew outside, vinyl scratch cutting through the summer heat, kick drum knocking like a porch light beat, barbecue on the block, no flash, no fake, just ribs on the grill and love on the plate, if the city gets cold and the hard days talk, we bring soul back with a barbecue on the block. I see my childhood in the plastic cups, in the card table legs that keep folding up, in the cousins I lost to a faraway state, back today laughing by the paper plate crate, some came home with babies and rings, some came home carrying invisible beings, one brother just free, one sister just tired, one dream still burning where the rent caught fire, but nobody asked too much too soon, we let the baseline open the room, food says welcome before words arrive, smoke says you made it, you still alive, that's why the block party feel like a prayer, not church with walls, but a church in the air, every rib bone clean, every story passed, every hug holds tight like it might not last, I watch elders nod to the groove in the shade, guardians of joy that the struggle made, scratch cock, grill pop, laughter rage, Sambaloo rising from the old school days, snare hit sharp like a bottle cap snap, bass walk slow with the city on its back, no auto-tune shine, no polished parade, just smoke, sweat, soul and lemonade. So here's more of cookouts that carried us through when paychecks were short and the sky looked bruised. Here's to the neighbors who pulled up chairs, who knew every child, everybody's affairs. Here's to the aunties with foil and pride, to the uncles who dance with a serious stride, to the DJ who plays that one dusty track, and the whole block yells, run it back. To the kids drawing chalk on the sidewalk line, to the elders sipping slow in the amber shine. This ain't just food, it's a neighborhood map, a history lesson with a baseline clap. Every plate gets passed like a family pack, every laugh puts something the system stole back. When night drops down and the coals turn red, we carry the warmth in the words we said. Tomorrow may test us, but tonight we walk with full hearts home from the barbecue on the block.
Yeah. Two turntables, coffin dust. Quarter life in the Rona. Everybody talk your truth. Yeah. I was 20-something, counting cracks in the ceiling. Phone full of plans, but my spirit's still healing. Mama asked, you good? I said sure with a grin, but the rent had a hook and the Dow had a chin. Friends got rings, new keys, blue views. I got loose change, bad sleep, and used shoes. Still I lace hope through the eyelets tight. Step to the block where the street lights right. Old heads say patience, young blood say move, but the clock got teeth and it chews through groove. I've been chasing a name in the city of noise, trying to grow into a man from a calendar boy. Every dream got a price tag taped to the side. Every loss got a lesson that refused to hide. I met fear at the train stop, shared my last smoke. It said, you ain't late, kid, you're learning the code. So I nod to the night, let the bassline bend. Quarter life cipher with my questions and friends. Pass that mic, let the truth rotate. We ain't too early, we ain't too late. Bills on the table, stars in the wire. Dust on the record, soul in the fire. Round and round where the hard days spin. We lose some breath, then begin again. Quarter life cipher, hands to the sky, still writing our names where the low clouds fly. Keisha got a degree, but the job won't call. Dre got talent and a hole in the wall. Sam makes coffee while he drafts screenplays. Nia prays loud through the minimum wage. Everybody smiling in the photo square, but the real world heavy like a winter coat there. We compare timelines like scars in the rain, scrolling through winds while we swallow our pain. Ain't no manual folded under the bed, just receipts, old prayers, and the books half read. My cousin said success is a moving train. I said I'm on the platform with a hurricane brain. But listen, there's rhythm in the broke down days, and the cracked up jokes and the halfway praise. There's gold in the grind when the glamour gets thin, and a map in the silence underneath your skin. So we cipher in kitchens with plastic cups, talking purpose while the dishes stack up. Yeah, pass that mic, let the truth rotate. We ain't too early, we ain't too late. Bills on the table, stars in the wire. Dust on the record, soul in the fire. Round and round where the hard days spin. We lose some breath, then begin again. Quarter life cipher, hands to the sky, still writing our names where the low clouds fly. I used to think grown meant knowing the route. Now I know grown means staying when the lights go out. Means saying I'm scared with your shoulders square. Means building a home from the honest air. Means love ain't a trophy and peace ain't cheap. Means rest is a skill and not defeat. I learned not every door got a welcome mat. Not every setback needs a comeback rap. Sometimes sit with the bruise till it names what broke. Sometimes faith is a match in a thunderstorm coat. We were raised on hustle, but the heart needs room. Can't bloom if each morning feels doomed. So I count my people, not the zeros I miss. Put my pulse on the kick and my hope on the hiss. The sample keeps looping like memory lanes. Grandma in the static saying child remain. And I remain not stuck, just planted deep. With a notebook full of thunder I refuse to keep. Yeah, vinyl scratch like a mirror with scars. We search for ourselves between buses and bars. Needle drop, truth talk, skyline crack. Future on pause, but the soul intact. No gloss, no filter, no borrowed crown. Just young hearts learning not to drown. Yeah, here's to the ones in the middle of the maze, working 2 shifts, still saving for days. Here's to the artists with unpaid rent, tired of packing minds, carrying loud intent. Here's to the friend who had to move back home, to the one who feels old while still being grown. Here's to the nights when the plan fell through, and the mirror asked questions only you knew. Put the fears in a circle, let the drumline judge. If the past throws shade, let the future nudge. This ain't a breakdown, it's a birthmark phase. A street corner sermon in the purple haze. When the record runs out and the room gets still, I'll be more than my panic, more than my bill, more than the title they forgot to give, more than survived, I'm learning to live. Yeah, yeah, pass it around. Same block, new breath. Quarter life, full soul.
Yeah. Ocean fog lifts where the palm trees lean. Boardwalk boards talk like they witnessed a dream. Skate wheels rattle through the salt and the smoke. Venice at dusk with the whole coast woke. Yeah. The Venice at dusk with the whole coast woke. Yeah. I step on the planks where the mules got memory. Sunset bruised orange over concrete chemistry. A kid pops a kickflip by the vendor with beads. Another sells poems for whatever you need. Drums in my headphones got sand in the swing. Loop chop crooked like a gull on the wing. No velvet rope, just a crowd with a pulse. Spray can saints in a boombox coat. Muscle beach, iron clinks under the sky. Old lifters laugh like they never asked why. A sax man bends blues by the medical sign. Tourists drop dollars, locals measure the time. This ain't postcard shine, it's chip paint truth. Half carnival mirror, half courtside proof. I see a painter making halos from rust. A dancer moonwalk through a cloud of dust. Everybody gotta hustle, everybody got a mask. Everybody got a question they forgot how to ask. The sea keeps breathing like an elder in prayer. Washing old footprints but leaving them there. I came for a cipher, found a moving archive. Each voice built a city from a grain of sand. Then this boardwalk cipher, let the loop ride slow. Salt in the rhythm, gold in the glow. No chrome plated chorus, no plaster disguise. Just drums with a limp and the truth in our eyes. Hands hit the rail when the bass line drops. Skaters cut circles round the beachside shops. From the wall to the water, from the sun to the wire. Everybody gets 12 when we step in the cipher. First cat stepped in with a bucket hat tilted. Said his rent went up, but his spirit ain't wilted. Rapped about landlords, late fees, broken locks. Then flipped one punchline that shook the whole block. Next was a sister with shells in her braids. Voice calm, sharp like a knife in a shade. She said, don't call it paradise if the workers can't sleep. Don't film our struggle, just to post what you keep. Crowd got quiet, then the palms made noise. Wind clapped back with the goals and the boys. A tattooed poet with a scar on his chin said every wave is a page where revision begins. He had cadence like sneakers on a wet basketball court. Talk love, immigration, and family support. Somebody beatbox with a missing front tooth. Made the whole sun pause like it needed that truth. I leaned in last, palms dusty with nerves. Tried to pay respect to the curve of the words. I said I ain't here to claim what the ocean owns. I'm just tracing echoes and weathered stones. Every city sells fantasy wrapped in a view, but the real ones live where the paint bleeds through. The hook came back from the crowd like fire. 1,000 loose stories tightening the wire. Let the sample breathe like a tide coming in. Let the snare crack dry through the salt on the skin. Keep the time inhuman. Let the hi-hat sway. Let the bass walk barefoot down a sunburned day. No tuned up gloss, no digital wings. Just a dusty loop carrying everyday kings. Moon climbs slow over souvenir stands. Silver on the water, black ink on my hands. The cipher don't end, it just changes its face. Moves from the rail to the alley by the taco place. Old heads debate routes, young crews film tricks. Palm shadows stretch like long drumsticks. A woman sells incense named after lost peace. Says freedom costs rent and a little release. I bought one stick, let the smoke draw lines like cursor from spirits who survive hard times. That's Venice after dark, neon and salt. Beauty with bruises that were never its fault. I won't make pain cute for a clever refrain. Won't paint the whole block as a tourist campaign, but I'll honor the hands that keep rhythm in reach. The cooks, the sweepers, the kids on the beach. The night had texture, the beat had bone. The mic felt communal, not something you own. By the last 12 bars, even silence got loose. Everybody nodded like the truth found proof. Then the ocean rolled in with a low-end choir. Bass in the phone, moon caught in the wire. I left with sand in my cuffs and a line in my chest. A good cipher ain't performance, it's a neighborhood test. When the drums fade out and the street lights tire, I still hear Venice holding court in the cipher. buzz over loosely. City half asleep, but the block got a heartbeat. Window cracked open, cold air on my pen. I hear yesterday whisper, write me again. 2 a.m., nobody loud but the pipes and the trains. Rain taps cold on the fire escape frame. I'm at the desk with a cup gone bitter. Ashtray empty, but the room still flickers. Phone face down, no rescue in the glass. Just a stack of old thoughts trying to outrun the past. Mama's old warning keeps circling thin. Don't let the night rent space under your skin. But night got keys, night knows my name. Night pulls truth from the place I hide shame. I seen friends turn strangers over pride and debt. Seen love move quiet when the bills got wet. Seen a dream get pawned for a weekly advance. Seen a good kid freeze when he needed one chance. So I keep one loop breathing under the verse. A dusty little prayer from a needle's reverse. Kick drum heavy like a landlord knock. Snare snap dry like a cracked wristwatch. I don't polish the hurt, I study the grain. Every scar got weather, every weather got rain. The avenue sleeps with one eye open. Street light halo on the curb still broken. I write slow, let the silence expand. Trying to build a whole map from a trembling hand. It's 2 a.m. and the room feels wide. Truth walks in with no place to hide. Low lamp, low old soul, Luke, cold coffee, loose bars, black notebook, no auto shine, no mask, no trend. Just a raw beat talking at 2 a.m. If the world won't listen when the daylight lands, I tell the dark what I still understand. Yeah. 2 a.m. got a different kind of mirror. Shows your face but makes your motives clearer. All the daytime talk sounds thin by now. All the big plans bow when the doubt gets loud. I think about my father's hands after work, greasing the nails, pride under the shirt. He never said much, but the silence had weight, like a door held open by a man coming late. I think about corners where the sirens bloom, kids growing tall in a too small room. Some learn rage before they learn rest. Some wear gold just to cover the stress. I won't judge the shine, I know why it glows. Everybody needs proof that the concrete knows. Still proof fades fast if the soul goes numb. So I count each breath with the bass and drum. A cab rolls by like a yellow ghost, carrying somebody secret across the coast. Somebody's crying in a stairwell low. Somebody's laughing where the warm light shows. Life moves parallel, sorrow and bread. Hope in the kitchen, fear in the bed. That's why the beat gotta swing slightly crooked, like time got hurt, but still kept looking. I rhyme for the questions that never clock out, for the quiet little wars nobody posts about. Let the vinyl crackle like rain on tin. Let the bass line lean where the doubts begin. Keep the hook unassended, keep the drums unclean. Keep the human breath between the machine. No glassy chorus, no perfect disguise. Just a midnight verse with tired eyes. At 2 a.m. every lie sounds thin, so I let the truth walk barefoot in. Not a minute hand crawls like it's carrying bricks. Mold ain't blow over satellite dishes. I put my fear in couplets, my guilt in rhyme. My hope in the pocket of a drum behind time. Used to chase approval like a bus in the rain, till I learned class vanished but the work remains. Now I chase alignment, not applause from the crowd. A clean private promise I can say out loud. I don't need a crown made of someone else's view. I need one honest line that can carry me through. The city hums soft under steel and stone. Every window lit like a soul on loan. Maybe we're all just drafts in the dark, trying to edit the wound into art. But I won't call suffering beautiful for sport. Won't make a palace out of last resort. I say pain is pain, and healing is labor, and love is a verb when the rent needs paper. That's the lesson the night kept pressing in. Grace ain't loud and arise within. By 3 the beat fades and the floorboard creaks, but one last bar stays warm in the sheet. If morning asks why I spoke to the pen, tell it I found myself awake at 2 a.m. Awake at 2 a.m. Awake at 2 a.m. Awake at 2 a.m. Train lights tremble on the glass. Night breathing on the track. Cold wind talking through the vents. Old ghosts answering back. Windy city on my sleeve. Constellations in the scar. I stepped off where the lake makes the skyline shiver. Concrete got a pulse and the sidewalks deliver. Corner sell stories in a paper bag choir. Every brick got a name, every window got fire. Mama said move clean when the weather turns mean. So I learned to read the clouds like a cutscene. No crown, just a cap pulled low from the draft. Trying to make a full life out of half full glass. The bus stop sage with the cracked leather gloves. Said pain is a receipt for the things that you love. I paid fair, watched the city slide by. Neon in the puddles like a secondhand sky. Some chase peace down a one-way highway. Me, I chase drums from a basement apartment. Dust on the records, hoping the carpet. Luke got a limp, but the groove walks royal. Needle kiss wax like soil meeting soil. Every snare sounds tough, every kick got winner. Hi-hats flicker like a matchstick splinter. I write what I witness, not myths for applause. Map every fracture, then question the cause. Wind pushed back, but it taught me my stance. You don't beat the storm, you learn how to dance. This is my windy city interlude. Cold air, warm soul, midnight attitude. Brick walls whisper what the headlines miss. Life got a scar, but the scar got a gift. Old loops spinning like the truth coming after you. No shine too clean, no lie too smooth. Just dust on the drum and a heart that moves. Under steel lines, I hear ancestors argue. Some say forgive, some say don't let it rob you. Barbershop prophets with the playoffs on mute. Debate God taxes and the cost of new shoes. A mural of a singer stares over the block. Paint cracked by frost, still singing from the wall. The liquor store light got a halo and warning. Same door opens for a funeral in morning. I knew a young king with a verse in his jacket. Dream so loud, even doubt couldn't mask it. He said I need one mic and one clean break. But rent came fast and the brakes felt fake. Now he drives nights, keeps rhymes in his phone. Voice notes glowing when he's parked alone. That's the city, big shoulders, tired eyelids. Love in the kitchen, grief in the mileage. We toast with tap water, add past the brews. Turn eviction letters into barbecue news. Not because it's easy, but because we refuse to let sorrow be the only language we use. Old men fold wisdom in the crossword pages. Young girls bred courage with beads in their hair. Wind can't snatch what the hands prepare. The beat keeps knocking through radiator pipes. A soul loop chopped in the amber street lights. Like the whole south side took a seat inside. Let the horn breathe low, let the bass line lean. Let the sample blur the edge between loss and dream. No machine made shine, keep the human mistake. That little off-grid swing where the memories wait. If the world goes quiet, let the record still crackle like rain on the window of a northbound travel. I'm not here to flex, I'm here to translate how a cold city teaches warm blood to wait. Morning breaks gray, but the diners glow gold. Coffee steam rising like prayers being told. Taxi tires hiss through the last night's rain, and the lake looks calm, though it carries old pain. Every blessing got a bill in the mail. Every locked door got a song in the rail. The wind off the water cuts straight through your plan, that leaves you more honest than when you began. I don't romanticize struggle, that's a dangerous lens. Hardship ain't holy just because it trends. Truth got rhythm, and rhythm got teeth. Bites through the silence that hides underneath. So I rap for the worker with frost in his beard, for the student with a future in his stomach full of fear, for the mother double shifting while the city sleeps late, for the boy drawing heaven on a fire escape grate. I'm only one voice in a station of trains, but even one spark can revise the rain. Windy city, don't polish your face for me. I came for the rust, the pulse